Hey, what it do, y'all? It's the boss, Wendell B, y'all, and you're getting down to the smooth, mellow sounds of my man, GHines, right here on RADIO Radio. Smooth way music, y'all.
Hey, what's up? What's happening? Thank you, Wendell B. They call him the boss. That is what he is, the boss of the music industry. Wendell B. We're going to be playing some Wendell B on this show tonight. A very pleasant good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen, those of you joining us on the YouTube channel for the first time. I'm George Hines on your Radio podcast, and tonight we will be introducing this podcast to you officially, and then we're also going to be putting it on the Facebook channel. So we need you to subscribe tonight. Let us know what's going on. Well, as a matter of fact, tonight my special guest, it's going to be Senator Robert L. Jackson. Robert Jackson in District 11. So let me just pull him up right now, Senator Jackson, and let's get this show on the road. And what we're going to be talking about in this issue is COVID-19. Because y'all seem to be confused. A lot of y'all seem to be confused what's going on with COVID-19. And I'm going to have a good friend of mine to explain it to you that it ain't over. Yeah. Senator Robert Jackson. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, Senator Jackson, how are you?
Okay.
This is George Hines from Keeping It Real, YouTube, and also on Facebook. Well, Senator Jackson, it's been a minute since we had a chance to talk and chop it up, and you share with the people, with my listening audience. But I want to say, if you just take a few minutes of your time, you got a minute or two to talk to us about what's going on, because it seems like the public, especially Mississippians, are confused about what's going on with coronavirus. They act like it's over with. So tell me your take on this, Senator.
Well, my take is that I take my cues from the Mississippi Department of Health, which publishes daily the number of infections, the new number of infections in the state per day, as well as the number of deaths. And they also track infections in long-term care facilities throughout the state. In fact, they did 100% testing of all long-term care facilities over the past couple of weeks, and finally made their report available to the Department of Health. I haven't had a chance to go through that totally, but we know that a large number of outbreaks are in those long-term care facilities, whereas people have been able to contract the virus from people don't know, but we can imagine that the employees that come in and out on a daily basis, bring the virus in, whether it's employees or people that's bringing supplies to the facility. But in terms of our just the general population, we knew just by how the virus has been acting and reacting, that when the governor opened up the state, that we'd have some more infections. And in fact, 2 weeks after he opened up the state, now we have this serious infections. Mississippi is one of 5 or 6 hotspots across the country where states have opened up, and now we see the virus growing. Florida was one of the first states to open up. Next was Georgia and Mississippi. Louisiana was already a hotspot. New Orleans. So the South, where we have the largest percentage of African Americans across the country, we're really in a situation where we're going to have to try to get our people to listen and to do what it takes in order to protect their lives.
Senator.
We know that the CDC has asked people to, if you don't have to go anywhere, the best thing to do is to stay in place, stay at home. If you have to go out, wear a mask, keep 6 feet distance from the person next person to you. You know, wear gloves. See some people wear gloves. We saw that Reverend Al, when he preached George Floyd's funeral, he was, you know, he had his mask as well as gloves. So people wear gloves as well to try to stay free of this virus. Wash your hands as often as you can.
So, Senator, in essence, to sum everything up, today I've seen a lot of people without the mask, without the gloves. What got to be? It's a time bomb just ticking, and we seem to think that it's okay that we walk around and especially with homegoing services. I have firsthand witnessed a homegoing service where people are just right there within breathing room, or just if I talk to you, you receive some of the saliva from the lips off of my lips onto your arms or your body. You know, that's serious, and we're not taking this serious. What can we do is my question, besides the things that we are doing already.
Yeah, we have to get people to listen, and thank you for your show and your concern. We hope that people will tune in and listen to what's being said. I mean, I listen to radio a lot, and there are a lot of ads on the radio saying the same thing I just told you in terms of how to keep yourself free of the virus. So, you know, I'm thinking of people that we just found out that were infected here in Quitman County. One with the sheriff's department, and another working at one of the food distribution outlets here, tested positive. So these people come into contact with numbers of people every day, because that's their business, you know, being in touch with people.
Exactly.
So you don't know who's walking around and who's hot and who's not. Best thing to do is try to stay to yourself. I know that's almost impossible this day and time to stay out of harm's way, but as much as you can, try to do that. That seems to be the only thing that will work, is trying to stay in your own space where you know that it's safe. I want to take my hat off to Aaron E. Henry Community Health Center. They're doing an excellent job in our communities. They serve 7 counties in this area. We have Delta Health Center down in Mountain Bayou and Cleveland that's doing an excellent job testing our people. And all we got to do, free of charge, is to avail your test at a test site and get tested. So then you'll know whether you're positive or negative. There are a lot of folks that don't have symptoms, but they are carriers. So they're going around infecting people not knowing, because this virus, you know, it affects people in different ways. Some people, it'll just take you totally out. It'll affect all your body organs and their functions. And then there are other people it does nothing to. So, and the only way to find out if you're positive is to go get tested. Aaron Henry, like I say, provides testing in the Clarksville area weekly, in Tunica weekly, and then they in Batesville weekly, and then they move around on Wednesday to other smaller towns. They've been to Jonestown, they've been to Marks, they've been to Como, Sardis, all these areas in their service area. So people need to call Aaron Henry, go to their Facebook page, see where they're conducting tests. I know on June 19th they'll be up in Tunica, in Robinsonville, Recreation Center, doing testing up there.
What time you're
just like, you know, it's our responsibility to go out and vote. It's our responsibility to stay
healthy.
You know, stay educated on what's going on in your community,
yes,
and so that you can best make decision for you and your family.
Okay. So you're familiar with the time factor in Tunica and Robinsonville, I'm sorry? What time that testing? I know Aaron Henry is in between hour
They
9.
normally start around 10 o'clock from 10 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if I was trying to make plans to be there, I'd be there at 9:30, so that you'll be, you know, in the line first so that you can get tested.
Is that a drive-through?
People ask, is it painful? You know, somebody sticking a swab as far up your nose as you possibly can. A little pain for, you know, 1 second may save a life. So don't be afraid of the little pain that it will cause, because the life you save could possibly be your own.
So that was a very good point, because a lot of people have heard that it was painful, and it, like you just said, it's for 1 second that swab goes up your nostril, and then you've been tested. So I plan to go Monday. Aaron E. Henry Center is they're testing on Mondays, between the hours of 9 and 2 or 2:30, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking forward to seeing those of you out there within the sound of our voices, Senator Robert Jackson, and if you haven't been tested, then I'll meet you there at Aaron E. Henry Center, right here in Clarksdale on Monday. Okay. I'll be there. My wife has already had her test, and she came out negative, and that's a plus. But that doesn't set me free, because we work around different groups of people. Now, she could have been negative then, and I'm still out here working and coming around somebody that's asymptomatic, and I have no idea that I brought it home where she was negative. You know what I'm saying? If that be the case. So it is very important, ladies and gentlemen, to continuously do what the senator just stated, and that's the most important part that we know that helps combat this disease, this dreadful disease, and that's to wash your hands, and that's within a 20-second frame, or sing the happy birthday song, or to basically just continually to do this all day long, every chance you get to wash your hands, wear your mask, and practice social distancing.
That's it.
Wow.
And I'd like to say I've been tested too, as well as my wife. We went at the same time as Aaron Henry. We both tested negative.
Congratulations.
You know, I've been a lot of different places and with a lot of different people, so I feel the need to get tested again. So as soon as I'm able to do that, I will do that again.
Well, I challenge those of you out there listening to Senator Jackson and I tonight in the Coahoma County, Tunica County, Bolivar County, Panola County, wherever you are within the sound of our voices, within the viewing audience around the country or around the world, get tested. It is something that is going to save your life and save the depletion of your family's life. I mean, it's possible that one could get that and take it back into the nest, just like there is with a particular what am I looking for? Oh yeah, just like you put something in for ants or roaches, and they take it back to the queen.
Right.
You know, I mean, that analogy is just simple. So, you know, just practice the safe hand cleaning and stop shaking and all this hugging, because you know you might be an affection person, but you want to keep on being an affection person. Then stop hugging. You know, just stop hugging. I mean, keep it real. And speaking, you know, Senator, I appreciate what you're doing, and I noticed that your count again. If you would give that count again, and let them know how alarming this is. As of, you know, we were talking earlier today, and you said something about the post that you put up. It's good for about 2 days.
Right.
So what was the count of infections?
Yesterday they didn't make a posting at all. So today they finally did, and the amount of the testing was today there were 608
goodness.
new cases reported, which is almost twice it is what has been Normally we have 10 to 20 deaths a day, and yesterday it was 13. So the next report will be Saturday. So as soon as we can get those numbers, we'll share them with you. You can always go to my Facebook page, Robert Jackson, and I do daily posting. As soon as the Department of Health posts them, and we repost on my Facebook page. So like I said, on June 12th, which is the day, there were 608 reported cases and 13 new deaths. And the previous day, on the 10th, there were 374 new cases and 21 deaths. So people, in the last 3 days, we've got almost 1,000 people that have tested positive in this state. 140, okay, in terms of our counties, Kahoma County has a total of 145 cases. Panola County has 118. Quitman County has 39. And Tunica has 62.
But
that's where we are.
In Mississippi, in your district, Senator, do we have the most deaths? Are you familiar with that particular?
Kahoma County, I think, believes us in terms of the number of deaths, which, you look at them compared to other parts of the state, it's negligible. Kahoma County has a total of 4 deaths. So that's not so bad compared to the rest of the state. Quitman County so far has 0 deaths. Panola County's experienced 3 deaths, and Tunica has experienced 3 deaths.
Well, I certainly I pray for everybody out there and pray that you practice social distancing, and thank you, Senator, for taking the time out and reiterating.
Another thing I wanted to point out is
please do, sir. Please
when
do.
you're out in public, you will notice that basically whites are not wearing masks. They possibly know something that I don't know. But, we can look at the numbers and we see that most people who die from the disease are African American because we don't have access to good health care like the white population. And we have all these underlying conditions. We're asthmatic, we have blood pressure, we have diabetes, hypertensive, and, all that kind of stuff. So we have to be extra careful.
Senator,
extra vigilant.
You are so right. You are definitely dead on it. Do you think that the country opened up too soon, and the state of Mississippi was definitely opened up too soon, sir?
Well, the numbers would suggest that we did. We opened too soon. And the other thing that would add to the spike is, the time of the year, May, graduations and that sort of thing. Funerals are places where the virus just loves to hang out. So that's where people come together so it can jump from one person to the next. People have been having graduation parties and funerals. People get together. So we have to be careful about, going to funerals and going to gatherings where people are, where you can't social distance yourself. And, people talking loud and talking without masks, so they're spreading this virus. So we just have to be concerned about, where we go and who we hang around.
I've even heard of people having corona parties. I mean, there are some people that just think this is a joke. Corona party. How about that one, Senator?
That is
yeah.
That is about as crazy as a president, is all I can say.
Yeah. Oh Lord, don't. Let's not get on that subject, but let's talk about him. What do we have to do to get rid of, in your opinion, Senator, to get rid of what measures should we take? Speaking from a politician of many years, what measures should we take? Measures.
Should we take for what?
Getting that president out the White House. What a
Oh, well, what we have to do,
yeah,
what
what?
got in there was vote
There you go.
for people that didn't vote. So
Right.
that's what got him there. The people that wanted him voted. The people that didn't care didn't vote, and so that's why he found himself in office. He won the electoral college in four major states that Democrats normally carry: Pennsylvania, Michigan, up in that area, and just in Michigan alone, he won the state by like 16,000 votes, and we had over 1,000 blacks that didn't go vote to live in Detroit. So, if people would have just gone to the polls to vote, we would have had a different outcome.
Yes, sir, definitely. So at the end of the day, and at the beginning of November, we urge you, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this whole topic was about, as far as getting Donald Trump out of the White House. That's to get out and vote. Now, what should they do with this coronavirus now, Senator, going around to, like, the absentee votes, or how do you do that when people are afraid to get out and vote? What can we do to make sure that the vote is...
We've been trying to change the laws as it relates to people voting early in the state. As you know, the Republicans are very resistant to any kind of change in that regard because they want to restrict people from voting as much as possible. That's not the American way. This country is based on democracy. The act of going out and participating in an electoral process, voting. So we've been trying to change the laws, trying to get people's access to early voting, trying to change the laws that relates to being able to vote absentee. All these different reasons you have to give to vote absentee. We're trying to change that so that people can use, COVID-19 as a reason for voting early, because they don't want to be out in these large numbers. So I would just suggest that people, if you have an opportunity to vote early, if you're 65 and over, you can automatically go to the courthouse 2 weeks prior to the election and vote early. Have a disability, you can call in and have your ballot mailed to you. If you're going to be in college away from your place of residence, you can have your ballot mailed. If you're in the military, you can have it mailed to you. Like I said, if you're going to college, you're going to be away, or if you're working outside of your place of residence, 50 miles away or more, that's a reason to vote absentee. So you can go to the courthouse and vote early. But we have to get people to vote. That's the only way we can change the outcome of any election. People voting their preference.
So, Senator, if you would send that information to me, what you just said, every word for word you just said, at locations and early voting, so I can just constantly just push and push and push that to our people. So
Okay.
I would appreciate it if you would.
I'll make sure that our circuit clerk, Ms. Jackson, give you a copy of the application that it takes to get an absentee ballot. It has all those reasons on there, so you'll be able to share with your listening audience.
I would love that. Thank you so much for taking out the time on your busy schedule. We were so elated to get this interview with you and share with the people what is going on, that COVID-19 is not over. Just because it slowed down in New York, it picked up in Mississippi. So this battle is not over. Any closing remarks, Senator?
Nothing. I'd just like to thank you again for the opportunity to reach out to your listening audience. I hope that people will take heed to what we both have been saying this evening, that we do those things to help protect not only yourself but your family and loved ones. I am so proud of black churches, our pastors, for not wanting to go back to church. That's one of the ways to spread this disease too, and they've been holding strong. I've enjoyed being able to, get on Facebook or YouTube and go to church that way. It's been a joy to continue to, to get the word.
Yes.
So just shout out to the pastors and preachers. Thank you for holding strong and trying to keep this virus out of our communities.
Thank you so much, and that is a big salute to all ministers and all the pastors. I reiterate to what he just said, especially to my pastor. And who's your pastor, Senator?
My pastor is Reverend Reginald Griffin. He used to be a vice assistant principal over in Clarksville school system. He works now in the Cleveland County School District. Pleasant Hope Missionary Baptist Church, 945 6th Street in Lambert. He goes to church on Sunday and have 8 or 10 people to help conduct the service, and people sign in on Facebook and watch it. It's been really good service.
Very good. My pastor is Pastor Kenneth Gooden, and he.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and he.
I listen to him too.
Oh Lord, I put him on every Sunday, and of course we have Bible class as well. We just started this past Sunday with Bible class starting before the church services, and so we're on YouTube and Facebook as well at New Covenant Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor Kenneth Gooden. And we thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for keeping the word to all our pastors who are across the country and around the world, that keeps the word coming, and knowing that we can't go back, and knowing that we love to, but we are the church. So that we're still having services. You can still set up payment arrangements for your tithes and your offerings. Of course, we have that same thing. So it doesn't mean that you're not, that you are relieved of your obligations of your tithe and your offerings.
That's true.
So we thank you again. Thank you so much.
And I just want to admonish people that the census is still out there. If you haven't done your census, you need to do that. Census.gov. Just get online and do it online. Like many people, they didn't get it in the mail. You didn't get your census information in the mail. Just go online, complete the 5 or 10 minute questionnaire, and you got it done.
I'm so glad you brought that up. And so, could you just tell? I mean, how important are the census?
The census is very important in terms of politics and electoral politics. We have to count the number of people in the state, and we divide them up based on Senate districts, House of Representative districts, congressional districts. All these lines are drawn based on the census information that comes out. School boards, justice court districts, all drawn based on the information that comes from census. As well as when Congress gets up and appropriate money for the different purposes, whether it's transportation, health care, agriculture, all the different reasons they give money back to the state and to people to conduct, business and do their lives. It's based on the population and census. So if every person is counted, that means we get more money in the state of Mississippi. If less people are counted in Mississippi, Mississippi gets less money from the federal government. So it's important that everybody do their duty, which is to do a census. We have to do this every 10 years. We have to count everybody in the country every 10 years. people move around, and so we have to keep these populations sort of, balanced out. Some people move into the state, some people move out of the state, so we have to count every 10 years to see where people are, and then redraw our lines to try to balance the populations based on, the census. So it's important that people do their census.
This show has been a very, very informative information show tonight. You have been very, very special to this program tonight, to this platform. I appreciate you, Senator Robert L. Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And you have a blessed evening and a wonderful weekend, you and your family.
Thank you, and you have a good evening, too.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, Senator Robert L. Jackson, District 11, my good friend, Senator Jackson. Thank you so much, Senator, for being on this show tonight. It's your boy, GHines, and this is called Keeping It Real with GHines Jr. And you can subscribe to this page. I would really love it and appreciate it. Just let me know if you got some things out of here tonight. I would be more than delighted to hear from you. And you can also check it out again on Facebook. As soon as I complete this show, I'll be uploading it on Facebook. Thanks again to Senator Robert L. Jackson. He has really been a really wonderful tool tonight, and expressing about the COVID-19 and the censors and how important it is to get out and vote in November. I'm GHines, keeping it real on your Radio podcast. You tell a phone, you tell a friend, I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it but what? Love me back. Peace.